Okay, I think we can get started then. So thank you very much. So today I will be talking about Syrphidae, but not only Syrphidae. Basically, I will chat a little bit about pollinating Diptera, because we are studying pollinating Diptera in a number of Afrotropical biodiversity hotspots. And basically, I want to chat about one of the projects that we have, our major or our largest project that we have in the Afrotropical region, which is called Diversity of Pollinating Diptera in Biodiversity Hotspots of the Afrotropical region. It's a project that focuses on any Diptera that contributes to pollination. I'm just showing a few pictures here of some of the major families involved, such as Bombylidae, Tabanidae, Syrphidae, but there's many more. I'm going to show you very, very little science. Actually, I'm not going to show you any science at all. I'm just going to chat about some other aspects that we're doing in that project. The project has a number of partners in the Afrotropical region. A few are from South Africa, including John Mitchley from the KwaZulu-Natal Museum, Ellen Ellis from Stellenbosch University, Catherine Sol from University of Pretoria, but we also have a partner from the University of Rwanda, a partner from the OBPA, which is situated in Burundi, and then finally there's also me. Also Mark de Meijer is a partner in the project, but he preferred to be in another session, which is fine by me. Basically, these are all the partners which get the money. Our network is now expanding more and more, so there's a high bunch of people getting involved into our research, and this is not only, but also a little bit related to the fact that we're also producing policy briefs. We want to attract other people, trying to join our network, trying to co-create some aspects, not only scientific, but as you will see, we also do a lot of a number of things with local communities, especially here in South Africa, and that's mainly what I want to chat about. So this is one of our policy briefs that we have developed over the last years. If you're interested, at the stand of the Diptera Society, you can pick one of your examples, but at the end of my talk, I will show you a website that we developed where you can also download these policy briefs for free. This is all I'm going to say about the science. There's a number of people who are mentioned here in the slides. So we here at the conference present some of our results based on Syrphidae, Bombylidae, Acroceridae, and Calliphoridae. Most of it you've heard already before. There's also a bunch of posters outside, so please have a look at the posters. Whenever you see this sign of a dipodip of a mating pair of a Bombylidae, it's some result that is related to the Dipodip project. This logo, in fact, has been developed by Genevieve Toron from the ARC. And there's also a number of posters that relate to Diptera in general, so not specifically focusing on any of these fly families. That's it for science. Now let's go, not the science for the science, but go to the science for society. I just want to chat about a number of things, because what we also do is we try to expand our network, try to involve local communities, specifically focusing on community schools in South Africa. So we do a number of trainings. We do these entomological training courses. These are training courses which are free for the participants, so any cost involved is taken on the project, so there's no cost involved for participants. These training courses, they last for 2 weeks. First of all, it's a lot of fun, bringing together the specialists on Diptera taxonomy together with a bunch of students or any other people involved in Diptera research. During the training course, we focus a lot of interactions, so we pair up the people, so they'll need to learn each other as well, and they can expand their own networks for their research. And then we go into a number of things. So we tackle almost any aspect related to Diptera taxonomy, the management of collections, the collecting of insects. So we go into the field, explain to students how to collect insects properly, both in a passive way or in an active way. Thereafter, we give them a training in insect pinning and labeling, which is very important, of course, especially if you want to manage important collections within the Afrotropical region. Then we focus a lot on identification of these Diptera specimens. We usually go into family level, so up to the family level, and then we focus on a number of specific families. And last but not least, we spend a lot of time in the field talking. We have some social events. We have a few drinks. And we do a lot of networking to see where we can support student research and where we might get involved into the research ourselves. And by doing so, we have been doing these trainings already for a very long time. At the beginning, we were holding these trainings in Belgium, but it's actually quite more convenient for some of the trainers to go to Africa rather than having all the African students to Belgium. So at some point, we decided to do these trainings in the Afrotropical region. And as you can see here indicated in red, there's 2 training courses coming up in South Africa. One will be specifically for tephritid fruit flies. The other one will be the one that I just explained, which is more about general entomology. And then there will be a number of other trainings in other countries in the Afrotropical region in the forthcoming years. So whenever you're interested in these kind of trainings, have a look at the final slide where you can find more information about the project. And by doing so, we've already had 10 training courses, and we have had participants from over 17 different countries, and we have trained almost 120 students or entomologists, and we try to have an equal sex ratio. So as you know, a lot of the research that is being done by men. They seem to have more opportunities in Africa than women. So what we try to do is we pay special attention to attract women for these training courses. It seems to work very well. And as you can see, our mean age of men and women participating is around 32 years. So this is more or less an overview of the Afrotropical region with all the participants and the number of participants per country that we have trained. What we're now going to do is to expand the network of actually training specialists. So we're going to invite a number of people that we have trained before, invite them to the upcoming training courses, and the current trainers, which are, for example, John, Birgit, and myself, we're going to lay down, relax a little bit, and let do the work of these, what we call junior trainers, so that they can take over from us in a few years. And so the 2 forthcoming trainers on general entomology, one will be in South Africa, in Jordaens Foundation. So Carly and Paula, already mixing you, are present here. So if you want to find out, you can also chat to both of them. And then we'll probably also have a training in Rwanda or in Burundi. With respect to the training, we've also compiled all information, all practical information that you need about budget, about whatever aspect which is related to the training. We've published that last year in the International Journal of Educational Development. We have made all our information available. So if you want to start your own training courses in entomology or any other training course, just go there. You can download all information, all forms that you can need, invitation letters, programs, whatever, is freely available on that website. We also noticed that we still have to do a lot of work and that there's still a huge interest in these training courses. So that's the reason why we also produced a second policy brief, which you can also find on our website, which is a huge plea to invest more in taxonomic research, especially in Diptera and the Afrotropical region. So you can also have a look at that policy brief. What we also do is we have a multi-stakeholder involvement, and I'll show you quickly why we do that. We can't do all the work ourselves, especially if we want to interact with local communities and community schools. We need people who are in between us, people who are much more aware of what is needed in community schools, people who are much more aware of what actually is needed to promote research in community schools or to promote awareness on the positive aspects of Diptera, because in the Afrotropical region and almost worldwide, Diptera have a very negative appreciation. So that's why we're currently now interacting with community schools ourselves, but basically what we want to do is we want to train a number of teachers so that they can actually do the work for us. And for that we are starting to develop a number of educational tools over the last years, and we will speed up that process in the forthcoming 3 years. We are developing, for example, temporary exhibitions that can travel from school to school, helping the teachers to raise awareness on the positive aspects of these flies. We also have a number of permanent exhibitions in a number of musea here in South Africa already. This is, for example, one of our collaborators, Terence, who is going to community schools teaching about the positive aspects of flies. So we're also constructing a number of pollinator education toolboxes that will be handed out to schools and to some of our stakeholders. They can travel around the country, visit community schools, thereby increasing awareness of the positive aspect of flies. We also created a number of cartoons, Diptera cartoons of fly species, and we use them throughout a number of educational tools that we're evolving. We are making some kind of a fun and effect booklet on Diptera that gives general information about flowers, about pollination and Diptera, and we combine that with some very funny, what we call fun effect aspects, where in this case, for example, the fly has to find the flower, and at the bottom of the page you can explain how flies actually look for a certain flower to feed on. Together with that, we're also developing games. We're now at the stage that we have a first set of poster panels, a first booklet on fun effect aspects, and a first game that we have developed. And in the first half of next year, we will have a big stakeholder meeting where all our stakeholders will join, all the project partners, and we're going to finalize these kind of things so that by the end of next year, we can produce them in a high number and start distributing these educational tools over South Africa, stakeholders in South African community schools. So if you want to know more about this, we are producing a number of newsletters every year where we keep people updated on the progress, not only of the research, but also on the progress of these educational tools. We also have a website. You see the website address here on top of it. It's called the PINDIP website. And we also are a little bit active on Facebook and Instagram. So whenever you want to find out more about not only the scientific aspects of the DIPPER project, but also about these community involvement, citizen science aspects, something I did not touch upon, but we're also investing in some citizen science projects in South Africa with respect to Diptera. Just go to the website and all information there will be available. Thank you very much.
So Kurt did quite well for time. Do we have any questions? Obviously, it was very clear. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.